Hi, my name is Chris Sally Davis and I work for Girl Scouts of the USA. I'm also a troop leader for my daughter's Daisy troop, and we are located in a council called Girl Scouts of Western Ohio, which is located in the great state of Ohio. Ohio is right here, right below Michigan, above Kentucky, and Western Ohio runs all along the western side of the state from Cincinnati all the way up to Toledo. Today we are going to do a fun activity from the Making Choices leaf, which is just like a Girl Scout badge. In this badge and in this activity, we're going to talk about the difference between wants and needs. And so there are a few ways I'm going to tell you that you can do this activity depending on the supplies that you have at home with you. So first, one way you can do it is find some magazines. I have a big stack of magazines here, or sale papers, or newspaper clippings, and you're going to cut out different items that you might see in your everyday life, including food or toys or just everyday household items. And then you're going to get a basket or some kind of box that you're going to pretend is your shopping cart. And you're going to lay out all those items, or you could even have an adult help you set up a store with different sections. And then you're going to go through and pick out items that you think are needs, and then maybe one or two items that you think are wants. And then you'll sit down with a grown-up and have a conversation about what the difference between wants and needs are. So we're gonna practice together so you're ready to do this activity when our video is all done. So first, I have a few things I clipped from magazines. First, I have this picture of strawberries. So do you think strawberries are a want or a need? I think that strawberries are healthy for you and they could be eaten for breakfast or a healthy snack. So I'd say that strawberries are probably a need. So let's put them in our need pile. Next, we have some eyeglasses. I'm wearing eyeglasses and I need them to see. So I definitely think these are a need. They might become a want if you're, maybe having 10 different pairs of eyeglasses, or you have eyeglasses that have clear lenses in them just because you think they look kind of cool. Then they're a want. So we're gonna put these in a need pile because I need them. Next, we have some tennis shoes, some running shoes. There are lots of items that can be a want or a need. It kind of depends on what you use them for. So if this is like your main pair of shoes that you wear every day in and out of the house, those would be a need. But this is your 10th pair of shoes because you like to have one for different outfits and one in every color, then it becomes a want. So I'm gonna say that these are, my 10th pair of shoes. So I'm gonna put this in my wants pile. This is a picture of a donut. This is probably tasty and delicious, but it is definitely a want and not a need. I cut out this beautiful picture of a flower. I thought it was really pretty. Sometimes when I go to the grocery store, or I like to buy some flowers, but those are definitely not a need. They're a want. They're something I like to look at and that makes my house smell all pretty. Then I found this colorful picture of toothbrushes. There are many different colors here, and every day I wake up and brush my teeth, and I believe you do too. And so that's a need. You probably don't need all 5 toothbrushes, but you need 1 toothbrush so you can keep your teeth healthy. And so we're gonna put that in our need pile. Then I cut out this picture of pizza. Pizza could be eaten as a meal. It's maybe not the healthiest for you. Food is definitely something that people need to stay healthy and strong. And so we're gonna put that in our need pile. Then I cut out these delicious homemade popsicles, and these, while I think they're made with like yummy fruits, it looks like they're definitely a treat and probably go in the want pile. And then this is kind of tiny, but I cut out this little picture of oranges, and these are a healthy food and could be eaten for breakfast or a snack or a side of a meal. So I'm gonna put that in our need pile. So that's one way that you can do this activity. Another way is that you could collect objects from all around your house. And I picked out a few from around my house, including this toothbrush and this little toy that I think my daughter earned from selling cookies last year, and a pencil that she uses to do her homework, and a banana. So you can go around your house and make sure you ask an adult if you're allowed to use some of the objects, but then you can put them in piles of wants versus needs and talk to a grown-up or a brother or sister about the difference. So a banana is something that I like to eat for breakfast, so I'm gonna put that definitely in my shopping cart because it is a need. This is a cute toy, and while I might think it's super cute, it's probably just a want, so I'm gonna put it over here. This is a toothbrush. Again, we brush our teeth every day when we wake up and before we go to bed. And so this is a need. And again, I said my daughter uses this pencil to do her homework. And so we're gonna put this in the need pile. Ooh, I dropped it. It goes there. So that is the difference between wants and needs. So I'm gonna show you another way you could do this activity. If you don't have a pile of magazines in your home, or you don't wanna, collect all these things from around your house, you can do it another way. So I want you to sit and think about your whole day and think of all the things that you do in your day. From you wake up and what do you do when you first wake up? You go to the kitchen and maybe you have breakfast. I have a banana, so maybe I'm gonna draw a banana. And I could even write the word banana. Yum. Okay, so then after I have my banana, maybe I also have a glass of milk. Milk. Yay. And what do I do next? Maybe I brush my teeth. So maybe I'll draw a toothbrush. It's gonna be a silly looking toothbrush, but that's okay. Boop, 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 boop. Toothbrush. It gives me a clean smile. Yay! And then what do? I get dressed, so I put on some clothes. I'm gonna draw a t-shirt, and maybe I'm gonna wear some pants today, and some shoes. Those are all needs, right? And then, let's say it's a school day. Maybe you go to school and you have, let's say, a backpack. It has a big zipper at the top. And maybe it has a pencil and a notebook. Mine is a spiral bound notebook. And then what do? Maybe you come home from school and you play with some toys. I'm gonna draw a teddy bear because that is my daughter's favorite toy. And then maybe you have dinner. I'll draw pizza because I'm thinking about pizza from that picture of pizza we had earlier. And then maybe you go to bed, and I'm gonna draw a bed. So that is one way, don't judge my drawing, that you can think about your wants and needs. And then you go through and think about all the things that you've used in that day. And maybe you keep this list with you all day long. And you can add to it every time you're kind of using something or doing something that you think you do every day. You can add to your list, and then you can go through and say, how many things did I really need in my day, and how many things did I want? And the reason we want to know the differences between our wants and needs is sometimes you have to make choices. So sometimes you have a budget, and a budget means you have a certain amount of money that you can spend. And when you have to choose between things that you need, like healthy food, or things that you want, like toys, you have to make choices if your money isn't going to go far enough to cover all of those things. So it's really important to really understand the difference between wants and needs. So practice this activity, talk to your parents about some of the things that you want and you need in your everyday life, and talk to them about some of the choices they make every day about choosing what to buy for your family and how to make those choices. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to see more, please check out Girl Scouts at Home by visiting girlscouts.org/at-home for more videos like this on other topics. If you're not a member, we hope you'll join us, and we hope you enjoyed this activity. It has so much more for you. You can learn more about how to join at girlscouts.org, and we'll see you next time. Take care.